It's a very good afternoon and welcome along to Zimmer Biomet Park Keysog. It's the TUS Clare Senior Hurling Championship Round 2 tie of Inagh, Kilnamona and Clooney, Quin. It's an overcast day here in the county town, but it is certainly warm, that is for sure, and certain water is going to be needed an awful lot today between these two teams. And I suppose not a major knockout game, but certainly a big step towards the knockout stages if they can get their second win up on the board. Joining us on analysis this afternoon is our own man Tommy Guilfoyle. Tommy, an intriguing game, county stars aplenty, Aidan McCarthy, David Fitzgerald, Peter Duggan, Ryan Taylor, and that's before we go into the underage ranks. So a very, very high quality game for people to look forward to.
Yeah, I think you set it up right there, Derek. I think, it's not exactly a knockout, but I think management and players from both clubs, I think, will want to, build some momentum and, put back-to-back victories, which will put them into the quarter-final, before the last round. But, anything can happen. As you said, lots of stars on view, lots of changes. I suppose, one of the features of the new format for the programme is that you get a list and then you wait for the 15 to be named. So, look, some are for it, some are against it, but once we know who they are, there won't make much of a difference.
Yeah, usually the stars do come to shine, don't they? Consistency, I suppose, Tommy, this time of year is something, and you'll have known this in management, you strive for this right now. So if either of these two teams can put wins back to back, I mean, take for example Kilmaley, big question mark all the time would have been consistency. They got their second win up last night. For either of these two to do that would leave them in a very strong position. Yeah,
look, it's all about building that momentum, and going from game to game, because the nature of this championship, and particularly this group, has been that you can't look any further than the game ahead of you. And again, look, I think teams will want a level of consistency of performance, number one, and then if that puts you in a place for to get the 2 points, well and good. But I think and again, as we move through the round robin stages, teams begin to evolve. Maybe decisions that management would have seen as potential first 15, sometimes change, whether through injury, suspension, or lack of form. So it is important, I think, to build that momentum from game to game.
And just before we run through the teams, maybe a word on the nature of the opening round win for both these teams. Inagh Kilnamona, from memory, I think put up 31 points against Corofin. Clooney, Quin in a real battle with Broadford down in Shannon probably took a late swing in that game to turn it in their favour. So, like, if you're looking at through a battle-hardened lens, it's going to be a 50-50 game, so we're only going minute detail here to try and find a winner perhaps, but Clooney, Quin have been tested and the angiogram came through. From an Inagh Kilnamona perspective, is that to come today?
It is, I think, yeah. And again, look, I think, Inagh Kilnamona would have been expected to beat kind of a depleted Corofin, but yet, you have to go out and do it on the day. And to score 31 points in a championship game is no mean feat. Now, I think, their management will be well versed that this will be a step up of level, with the threat that Clooney, Quin will. And on the other hand, I think, Clooney, Quin will, probably count themselves fortunate from all accounts, to get the 2 points. But look if you haven't a luck in this championship, you have nothing.
As they break from their huddle, let's run you through the teams then, and we'll begin with the men from Clooney, Quin. Starting in goal for them this afternoon is Killian Duggan, former Clare Senior Football Championship winner with Cratloe, of course. Full back line, Sean McNamara, Conor Grogan and Evan Maxted. It's a youthful looking half back line for Clooney, Quin today with Matthew Corbett, Derek Keogh and John Cahill. Midfield pairing, plenty of pace between these two with Ryan Taylor and Jimmy Curry. Wearing number 22 at right half forward will be Patrick Finneran. Peter Duggan lines out at 11, Jack O'Neill also a puck-out target at 12. Inside line then, Dannon Fox, Callum Hassett, and wearing the number 19 jersey is John Keneally. We'll talk about whether he'll play there or not in a moment. I'll be very, very surprised if he does. Eamon Foodie then will start in goal for Inagh Kilnamona. Wearing number 17 is Darren Cunlin, named a cornerback. Keith White and Conor Rinn complete their full back line. It's James Hegarty, Jason McCarthy and David Fitzgerald across their half back line. Midfield pairing, wearing number 8 this afternoon will be Josh Guyler, and joining him at midfield is Seamus Foodie. It's Fred Hegarty, Aidan McCarthy and Sean Rinn across a formidable half forward line for Inagh Kilnamona, with an inside line of Niall Mullins. Wearing number 25 will be Garrod Barry, and number 15 is David Meskel. Lots to pick through in both those teams, Tommy. We just watched the captains outside now at the moment for the toss with our referee this afternoon, Niall Malone, one of the most experienced. He's telling them to switch, which means Inagh Kilnamona will be attacking the Aldi in here for the opening half of the game, but matchups will be crucial, positionings will be crucial. As I mentioned, John Keneally I don't think will be inside top of the right anyway, so a lot to unfold over the next 10 or so minutes when things settle down.
Yeah, and again, I mean, there's crucial matchups on from both perspective, management and but look at the best laid plans can go astray too. So I think it'll take a while probably to settle down. Yeah, I don't think John Keneally will be playing corner forward. I think maybe he may pick up a role maybe around the half back line. And then you have the likes of obviously the goalkeeper, Keith Hogan was back, and for some reason, he's not available. So Killian Duggan, retains the spot he had last year. It'll be interesting to see who Clooney Quin will play at 11. I'm not sure will Peter Duggan play there, even though he may at some stage. But the way the modern number 11 plays, it's I don't think anyone would want to be getting stuck into Jason McCarthy. So then it's a conundrum then for the opposition. Do you follow or do you designate someone to pick up? And that has become a big feature of the game, the modern game. So I'm sure both managements will have the best laid plans, but they can all go out the window at the throw-in.
Talking of that, then you look at matchups, you look at conditions, you look at everything else. Strong breeze blowing down the field, kind of towards the top of the right position, away at the far side of the ground. But also, Tommy, and we mentioned it a couple of times here, it's a very, very heavy, humid kind of a day. We take it as granted, I suppose, perhaps at senior hurling that fitness is a given, but it certainly will be tested because today there'll be plenty buckets sweated.
Yeah, I was out in Gortine for the 1 o'clock match, and it was sweltering heat out there. There was probably more sunshine. There's a bit more cloud cover in Cusick Park at the moment, but it will take its toll because the intensity and the physicality of championship hurling at its best when it's cool, but when it's this warm, it was 24 degrees when I was coming in the car from Gortine, so there's a nice breeze which will keep things fresh, and I suppose it will be an advantage, but I'm not sure is it going to be that big of an advantage.
And of course it is the first of a double header here at Zimmer Biomet Parkis Og, and speaking of Zimmer Biomet, they of course are the sponsors of Clare GA TV this year as well, and they're certainly well represented in Parkis Og, signage all over the place, and place looking mighty smart indeed since they come on board with that one. Big news on the GA front as well today. The Clare senior footballers officially now without a manager once again, as Peter Keane announced that he was stepping down after just a year in charge. So Mark Fitzgerald 1 year, Peter Keane 1 year. There's a bit of a trend emerging. Let's put a blockade there around the ferry somewhere and get someone from inside would be my suggestion, but who am I to say?
Yeah, look at it. I suppose it's the management merry-go-round goes on, but I suppose it'll be disappointing from that there wasn't any continuation. Now there may well be from within that management group, but look at it's a problem now for the board to pick it. The championship is up and going, so the candidate will, if he's not local, will want to be appointed fairly soon. But now again, probably Joe Gary is probably pulling his hair out.
He's dusting off the CV, is he?
Me talking about football.
Yeah, and to be fair to now, he hasn't much of it to spare to pull out either. And I'm the one saying that now, so that'll tell you how tongue-in-cheek that is. Teams breaking away, they're coming out here for their pre-match huddle, and I just noticed down there actually there must be a late change from a Clooney Quin perspective, because Matthew Corbett has made his way here to the sideline, and he's not going to line out in the half-back line, Tommy, so we'll just keep an eye. 19, John Keneally is going back around that general defensive area, so something must have happened late on for that one to be changed.
Yes, yeah, and again, I'm just looking to see, can I pick up any differences? It looks like Derek Keogh has come to wing back. John Keneally is at 6, I think, and the far side is Matthew Corbett, I think, is it? Yeah, look at again. It's we have the runner at number 11 for Clooney Quin.
And we have the road runner himself starting off the game, Ryan Taylor, winning that first ball in around the midfield area. Jack O'Neill sends it inside, looking there for the run of Dannon Fox, but it's tidied up as Inagh Kilnamona get their defensive effort underway from Keith White. Great block down inside in the corner. It's picked up. Clooney Quin still on the advantage. Left hand on top there of their full forward outside, Callum Hassett, and that ball has just gone to the left and wide, but immediately Clooney Quin laying down a marker. It's going to be a work rate day today when you see a fullback getting blocked down and two forwards in his vicinity. That's a hard-working team.
It is, yeah. And again, I think the quality of the ball was good going in there, but fair credit to the Inagh Kilnamona defence didn't rush in and give away a free.
The man himself, Peter Duggan, dropping back, just a one-handed flick away, and it's grabbed out of the air. That's Fred Hagerty working back deep for Inagh. Kilnamona just stands to strike, almost got hooked, places the ball into the corner, looking for it out there. The one and only Aidan McCarthy being tracked by Conor Grogan. Ball goes out over the sideline. We've seen a trend, Tommy, in this Clare Senior Hurling Championship of full backs going up to full forward and everywhere in between, but Aidan McCarthy looking like he'll start on the inside line. It's a spot that's no real stranger to him.
Yeah, and again, look at, I think Aidan be at the mercy of the quality of the ball that's been delivered in there, because there's no point in having him inside. Now Conor Grogan is a good up and coming player, lots of pace, so he will have that ability to deny McCarthy the ball or else get in front of him.
And he might have an opportunity right now as he storms right down through the centre. Could be a big opening to the game, and it certainly is. Into the back of the net the ball goes, and it's that man we spoke about, Aidan McCarthy, the man that finished it. Just picked up a loose ball on the 21 metre line, raced down, looked Killian Duggan in the eye, and Wimbledon style finished it to the back of the net. That tennis bat gives keepers very little opportunity to save it on most occasions. Aidan McCarthy off to a flyer, so too Inagh Kilnamona. 1 goal to no score, Tommy, less than 2 played.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mix-up I think over there, but McCarthy didn't need a second opportunity. He raced in, had a lot to do, but as you said, it was the bat finish was crucial.
Jerry O'Connor is the late addition to the Clooney Quin team. He's wearing number 21. He's out around that middle third. Matthew Corbett doesn't start. That's a blow. He's a great young player. Ball inside. It goes now towards Hassett once again. Shane Woods has started for Inagh Kilnamona. That's another late change to the programme. So lots and lots of changes for us to keep an eye on. Right now it's keeping an eye out there in the corner on Keith White taking that ball down. Across it comes to Jason McCarthy. Met his mum and dad coming in indeed. They were looking fairly focused as they made their way into the stand. Patrick and Patsy as they made their way up into the second section there. Ball here now once again on the hands of Darren Cullen, getting wrapped up along the line, plays it down along the line. Striding forward for this one is Seamus Foodie. Can't lift it first time, does it the second time. Sean Wynn was inside him. He has to go wide. He's trying to get it towards him. That's brilliant defensive work back there from John Keneally. Gets the ball away towards Ryan Taylor, and as he does, the head is up and he's looking forward straight away. Gives it out here to the aforementioned Jerry O'Connor. He'll try one from distance, and again it'll go out to the left and wide. 2 shots on the target for Clooney Quin. No score on the board. 1 for Inagh Kilnamona, and they have a goal. What a puck out that is to find James Hagerty on the far side of the pitch between the 45 and 65 metre line, sending this one goalwards and straight between the posts. Well, if it's a story of efficiency in this game, 2 shots on target for Inagh Kilnamona, 1-1 on the scoreboard, 2 for Clooney Quin, nothing registered so far, and we've 3 minutes played.
Yeah, I think Fergal Lynch would have been worried here where 4 Clooney players went in and it opened up here. Foodie couldn't pick it up and Rinn was on the attack, but happy to get the score on the board.
Now Clooney Quin are looking to respond straight away, and striding forward right now is Jimmy Corrie off the left. Can he eventually get them off the mark? He can. A really tidy score from a very, very industrious, tidy player in the form of Jimmy Corrie. Did really well to come onto that breaking ball, showing a bit of leadership to settle them down. 1-1 it is to 1 point. Our commentary sponsors this evening, the Body Hub. Myself and Tommy are well acquainted with it.
Yep, we're firm believers in it.
We certainly are. On the far side of the pitch again, it's Garrod Barry trying to pick up that ball. Across it comes a neat little ball inside to McCarthy. Takes it down into the air. McCarthy through! Oh my God! Aidan McCarthy is on red hot form here in Park Kissogue this afternoon. What a catch, what a take, what a turn, what a finish, what a player. 2-1 Inagh Kilnamona, 1 point Clooney Quin, 4 minutes played.
Yeah, again a perfect ball, but McCarthy had only one thing on his mind, slipped Grogan, who's, he's a young player. He'll have to get tighter on him and keep him outside him, but what a finish. Killian Duggan, no move, no chance.
Just keep feeding him the ball, surely is the cause. Was there a little push in the back there? Referee says no. David Fitzgerald is the man that'll come onto it, breaking across his own 45 metre line. Oh, Jack O'Neill with a beautiful touch to dispossess him. Now a chance for Dannon Fox, plays it inside towards Hassett. It could be a goal fest in Park Kissogue. It is inside. Foodie got a touch, but it has made its way into the net. This place has been the scene already this weekend in the TUS Senior Hurling Championship of 14 goals. We have 5 minutes gone in this game, Tommy. 3 already scored. 2-1 Inagh Kilnamona, 1-1 Clooney Quin, the latest coming from Callum Hassett.
Yeah, we were wondering here up before we went on air, would we see the same scoring average as over the weekend, and it certainly hasn't disappointed.
It certainly hasn't, that is for sure and certain. What an opening we have to this game. 5 minutes on the board and we have 5 scores, 3 of them them are goals. Right now, James Hegarty's breaking through the cover. Oh, lovely little offload there to Sean Rinn. Ryan Taylor tried to take him off him. Rinn takes it down, shortens up the grip. It's got just enough to get over the bar. That's a very, very good score from the returning Sean Rinn, of course. He had his time overseas this summer. Very much back now here in Park Kissogue. 2-2 to 1-1. It's double scores, Tommy, 6 played.
Yeah, but again, I think there, you spoke about the work rate of the Clooney Quin forwards. Jack O'Neill chased David Fitzgerald down, a clean dispossession, and then Clooney had an overlap and they made hay there with the goal.
Really good full-back play there from Keith White. Just read the flight of the puck out, step back, but he'd get the ball away then out to Ryan Taylor nonetheless. Between the two 65-metre lines, wins that he's back. Oh, that's class from Ryan Taylor. It's quintessential, isn't it? He should nearly patent that, the little skip just as he hits the ball, shortens the grip every time, so he's always in control of it. 2-2 to 1-2, 6 minutes played.
Yeah, again, when he gets that opportunity, as you said, to have a quick look up, there's only one result, and it was straight over of Eamon Foodie's black spot.
Eamon Foodie this time switches the puck out to the stand side of the pitch. It's reaching the far 45. It's in the hands of Sean McNamara, or indeed it was. But Ryan Taylor really growing into this game now, just starting to direct things. Jerry O'Connor tried one from distance a while ago. It went astray. This one is straight and true. And in fairness to Clooney Quin, they have showed great character here in these last couple of moments, Tommy. 2 absolute hammer blows with those McCarthy goals, but they have really responded well.
Yeah, but they're using the ball well. I think they realise, that they have a small pacey line, and they're using the ball there. Again, David Fitzgerald turned over again by the work rate of the Clooney Quin forwards, which I think Fergal Lynch was clapping his hands there, as if you're the manager, that's what you want. And
also just sending a message out onto the pitch, let's calm down. There's a lot of time left in this game. We've only played 7 minutes. Okay, they've conceded the 2 goals, but they're well on top. Get this over now and it's back to a 1-point game.
Yeah, what do they say? You don't win the match. You can't win the match in the first few minutes, but you can lose it, or is it the reverse?
Well, right now Peter Duggan has the free. He's 60 or so metres out from the post, pretty much dead straight in front of them. 3-metre Peter puts the ball in, and it is again the umpire coming out for the white flag, and we are back to a 1-point game. What a brilliant scoring feast this has been for the patrons that have paid into Zimmerbeim at Park Kissogue this afternoon. 2-2 to 1 goal and 4, with coming up on 8 minutes played. Puck out goes short to Conor Rinn. He goes running off down this stand side. Again, look at that work rate. He was trying to get the run going, but Dannon Fox said, you're not crossing that 45-metre line. In with the tackle. I know you hear coaches saying it all the time, Tommy, a defence starts at number 15, but really, to be fair to Clooney Quin, they're embodying it today.
Yeah, and again, look at sometimes the forwards aren't the best tacklers of either the ball or the player, but on each of the last occasions, it was being very disciplined and clean turnovers.
David Fitzgerald with the line ball gets a good connection on it, but Peter Duggan, very hard to clear him. He's getting held up there by Jason McCarthy. What a physical battle that's going to be. Peter Duggan takes the ball down. The Milwaukee man hits it one-handed in towards the square. In it goes towards Dannon Fox. He's trying to turn inside. Shane Woods just shielded him from the ball, and the goal did really well indeed to pop it out the field, and Conor Rinn is the man that takes it clear. Once again, look at the work rate there from Clooney Quin. The backs from Inagh Kilnamona are having to be absolutely pinpoint with their clearances. They are indeed. It's James Hegarty to McCarthy again. He takes it down. He's on an advantage. McCarthy off the right hand side. He is absolutely electric today as that ball gets inside the right hand upright. The minute he caught it, you just knew there was something coming. He had the advantage, Tommy. He didn't need it. 2-1 for Aidan McCarthy out of Inagh Kilnamona's 2-3.
Yeah, I think from a Clooney Quin point of view, I think they'd want to cut the supply or at least put more pressure on that ball going in, because it's perfect for McCarthy and he will punish you.
James, it's Fred Hegarty rather setting the dummy. Lovely little swivel, trying to go in throughout the contact. McCarthy now out a little bit deeper, just tries to flick the ball around the corner, trying to get through John Cahill, but this time Sean McNamara, the man tidying it up, he's pulled to ground unceremoniously so as well by Fred Hegarty, so that'll be a free out for Clooney Quin. And I suppose you can really understand the work rate of the reasoning, Tommy, for the work rate around that back 6, I suppose, for Clooney Quin. It is an attempt, I suppose, to stop that supply.
It is, yeah, and again, look at McCarthy. If he gets clean possession, he will punish, and again, Inagh Kilnamona coming forward now with time to look up.
Yeah, Keith White, but again dispossessed brilliantly by Jerry O'Connor, just waited for the opportune moment. And it's we talk about accuracy in terms of scoring, Tommy, but as you've mentioned, the accuracy and timing of those flicks, because they have to be spot on.
Yeah, because it's clearly onto the ball and cleared turnover and dispossession.
Line ball taken once again. There's a mighty battle going on inside. It's David Meskel, a man that knows where the goals are as well. He gets it up from a very tidy angle, slaps it off the left hand side. Umpire comes out and picks up the white flag. He's a really, really good player. He had a cracking Clare Cup semi-final out in Rouen that night before he had to go off with injury. But David Meskel off the mark. 2-4, 1-4. Inagh Kilnamona lead.
Yeah, just about, I think, on the run of play, Inagh Kilnamona deserving of that 3-point lead.
Peter Duggan has hit more balls one-handed today than two. Here comes Jack O'Neill, his sister Alex, the 800 metres national champion. That ball though just goes to the right hand side and wide, and the puck out is quick. It's down here to David Fitzgerald on his own 45. Looks up, a misdirected ball, but it worked out fairly alright for him because it went straight to the hand of Sean Rinn and he put the ball straight over. That looked fairly orchestrated. I think Fitz wanted that ball to go another 80 or 90 yards, but into the hands of Rinn it went, in a really tidy finish for his second point of the afternoon. 2-5 to 1-4. Inagh Kilnamona lead, 11 minutes gone.
Yeah, there's no rest for defenders on both sides because the ball has been moved very quickly with pace to the inside line, and backs are going to have to be really, really on their toes.
Brilliant aerial battle there between James Hegarty and Peter Duggan, and it's the Inagh Kilnamona men who come out with it. Now comes David Fitzgerald. Thought about the big one, didn't he? But just dinks the ball down the line. Lovely control here from Darren Cunlin. He looks up off the left. That's a very, very tidy score. But credit David Fitzgerald, Tommy, because we've seen time and again how he can often let them ones rip from his own 65. Lovely way to pass out to Cunlin, who sticks it over.
Yeah, it's surprising that Clooney Quin are leaving David Fitzgerald free here, because he will be that outlet, he will be the scoring threat, but more importantly he will be that provider if he has the time and the space to. It's interesting that Clooney haven't, whether they've dropped the sweep or now in front of McCarthy. Yeah, I think maybe that might be pull someone back, but we'll have to wait and see.
Is that robbing Peter to pay Paul, though, as you say? Like David Fitz being free is a fair athletic outlet, isn't it?
Derek Keogh looks like he's gone back to be that free player.
So Clooney Quin trying to bolster up that half back line. Right now the pressure's on down this near side of the pitch. Jack O'Neill again there with David Fitzgerald, goes into contact with Garrod Barry, does eventually get the ball away to Evan Maxted. Looking up, there's a fair press on now as Jimmy Corrig finds Jack O'Neill. He turns and spins and lets it rip in towards the danger zone. The ball is there. Out comes Eamon Foodie, does really, really well to control it and looks up and plays a really controlled pass out here towards Niall Mullins. He's dropping deep out to David Fitzgerald. He's on his own 65. Now we're going to see the trademark from David Fitzgerald. Is it going to drop in time? It is, from a Clooney Quin perspective, as Killian Duggan takes the ball down. Just needed that other 2 or 3 yards, didn't he? This time the ball down to Jack O'Neill, tried to control it on the hurley, and David Fitzgerald goes back to try and tidy it up. Remember, Inagh Kilnamona into a fairly strong breeze here as the All-Star and All-Ireland winner has just put out over the sideline. It's going to be a line ball here for Clooney Quin. It's settled into a right good game, hasn't it? 13 minutes played, 2-6 Inagh Kilnamona, 1-4 Clooney Quin.
Yeah, but you'd wonder from a Clooney Quin point of view, can they afford to leave David Fitzgerald as a free player, because he has that ability to score. Okay, he is against the breeze, but if he can move forward maybe 20 yards, he will have the range.
Now Peter Duggan has a line ball just shy of the 65 metre line, just beyond it, but he's going to go short. He saved us all the preamble. Plays a lovely low ball into the corner for Callum Hassett. Again takes a really sharp turn, trying to take on his man Jason McCarthy back there just to provide that wall. Conor Rinn comes out to try and pick it up. Himself and the brother Sean wear the exact same helmets, straight out of the house in Inagh. It's here now once again. Clooney Quin have turned it over. It's Dannon Fox over the shoulder, but just out to the right hand side and wide. But again, I've seen, other than David Fitzgerald's 2 long range efforts there, Tommy, I've seen no Inagh Kilnamona defender allowed an opportunity to clear his lines handy. That's a brilliant puck out again from Eamon Foodie to the on-running James Hegarty. Didn't even have to break stride to pick it up. Back it comes. It's Fred now far side the ground, selling the dummy, playing that angle ball across. It worked out fairly okay the first couple of times they tried it, but this time Sean McNamara reads it, gives it back to Killian Duggan. He'll break out towards his own 13. Across the lines it goes to Derek Keogh, into Jack O'Neill. This is just inside the Clooney Quin 45. Long ball now into the corner once again, looking for Hassett. The hurley goes up, it just goes out over him. Idea was good, Tommy, execution just off. Yeah,
and again probably with the aid of the breeze, it probably overcarried where Jack had intended to hit it. It looks like now there's an injury to one of the Inagh Kilnamona defenders. I saw the physio running in, so it wasn't on the last ball. It must have been something that happened prior to that. But yeah, Hassett has that ability to show for the ball, and if he gets that quality ball, he can do damage.
Was it Shane Woods? No, Shane is okay. It was Actually, Keith White, I think, they just picked up a little bit of a knock. Shane O'Connell, one of the best in the business down there, as the physio puts it over.
Sean Rinn again, I think, is it, over there on the far side coming in?
Yeah, that's exactly who it was. Sean Rinn with the latest score. That's his third now of the afternoon, and again, it's 2-7 to 1-4. So all of a sudden, 6 between them, 15 minutes played, and as we say, Inagh Kilnamona with that breeze in their faces for this first half. They go short this time. Clooney Quin do with the puck out. Ball drops down in towards David Fitzgerald. Brilliant take from him. Jason McCarthy was behind him. Not a bad second ball if it had happened. Pops it off to Cunlin, looking inside to try and play that crossfield ball once again to Garrod Barry. Another really good heavy scorer, this fellow, when he can get inside towards that danger zone. Just slipping, being held up over there by Evan Maxted. Maxted doing really well. Just wraps him up towards the sideline. But Garrod is a fair Wrigley customer. He's on an advantage. He's also on the 21. He's through. He's taken down. Great bit of work from Garrod Barry. He's a good bit of stuff, this fella.
Yeah, again, the one thing that Inagh Kilnamona have up front is to have real pace, and you know, if they have that time and space like David Fitzgerald had there, or any of the other defenders, to put the ball 5 yards either side of the defenders, it's asking real questions. And you know, they're not going long, they're not going direct, they're moving that Clooney Quin defence around, which is unsettling them.
Aidan McCarthy, and if my notes are correct, Inagh Kilnamona has scored 2-7 from play in the first 16 minutes. This is McCarthy's first attempt at a free, I believe. Is it James Hegarty? That point was from play as well. So Aidan McCarthy with this free, far side of the pitch, maybe 17 or so metres out. As the crow flies, as he puts that in towards the Cloister goal, puts the ball and the whole lot out to the car park. But before it did that, it went between the posts. Another point on the board for him. 2-2 so far for the Inagh Kilnamona number 11. Yeah,
and again, like you know, playing against that breeze, you know, they've 2-8 on the board, 2-7 from play. So I think very efficient shooting by Inagh Kilnamona.
No doubt about it. It's they're well in control. It's a bit of a purple patch from a Clooney Quin point of view. They brought it back to 1, but Inagh Kilnamona have kicked on since then. Going through here is Jack O'Neill, offloads the ball. He had to, would have been a third catch, and coming deep to win this one was Callum Hassett. Looking around, he has options. One of them there is Jerry O'Connor passing the 45 metre line. Dannon Fox is off his shoulder. He tried to play it through, didn't he? And it goes a one-handed flick inside there once again from Jerry O'Connor. It's broken down. It's going to be a 65 eventually for Clooney Quin. And it's the same on both sides, really, isn't it? When the defences are kind of taken on, when they're running at them and creating the overlaps, both sides are finding plenty of joy.
Yeah, I think probably he flicked that ball ahead for himself. And now I didn't think he'd get there, but he did get there. But I think on the outside, I think was it Dannon Fox had pulled away.
Right.
He was probably the better player in the best position, and had he got it, it was a goal chance. But Peter Duggan has come out. I think Peter now, for the last couple of minutes, has gone into the full forward line. So maybe Clooney may go direct rather than try to play it through the lines, take out the sweeper.
With that breeze, you'd imagine it'd be the better option, all right. But Peter Duggan with this 65, slightly to the right hand side. All of a sudden, it's crept up to double scores again right now. 2-8 to 1-4. Make that 2-8 to 1-5 as Peter Duggan does what Peter does and puts the ball straight between the posts from that 65. That's his second point of the afternoon. Both coming from place balls, actually, as the puck out goes long again towards James Hegarty. Up he goes trying to win it, but it's broken down. Good work out there from Patrick Finner and gets the ball through to Keogh. James Hegarty faces him up once again. Keogh now looks up, realises that long outlet is on. Is it dropping? It is certainly over. That's a really good score from Derek Keogh. Looked for a moment like it might have been a divil in the deep blue sea scenario, but it drops straight between the posts. 2 in a row for Clooney Quin. They cut that deficit now once more, 2-8 to 1-6.
Yeah, it's amazing that the puck out option is actually James Hegarty going forward into that space, you know, as a wing back.
Fred is the target this time. It just breaks down in front of him, and again Clooney Quin pick it up. Great bit of work right there from John Keneally. Down the line it comes to Callum Hassett. He looks up now. That long ball inside is on, but it went left and Peter went right, didn't it? So Shane Woods can canter away over and just pick up the ball on his own end line. He has Fred Hegarty. Oh, that was a dangerous one across. Dannon Fox almost got to it. Fred has to kick like a man that should be below the flat with that bit of a footwork. Puts the ball across. This is high stakes stuff from Inagh Kilnamona. They could get punished. Here's Jack O'Neill. Lovely low ball in front of Peter Duggan. Shane Woods with him. Peter taking it on the spin, one-handed again, gets it into the paw, tries to take on the man, hand passes it back to Dannon Fox. 4 Inagh Kilnamona players around him. He still has the ball on the 45, on the spin, on the back foot, and just out to the right hand side and wide. They had to work really hard for that. In fairness, Inagh Kilnamona gift wrapped it initially, but their tally doesn't increase. It stays 2-8 to 1-6.
Yeah, again, I'm looking, the wides are beginning to head up. I think they're into six now, Clooney Quin, but I think that's down to the pressure that Inagh Kilnamona are putting on them.
Puck out comes to this near side of the pitch, stand side, down towards Sean Rinn. Cullen's inside underneath it as well. It's his hand that breaks it down for Sean Rinn. He tries to take on Jimmy Curry. Hits a shot from the sideline off the left. Oh, that is absolutely glorious from Sean Rinn. That is a quality player here in the park, scoring a really quality score. His 4th from play from number 12. He's certainly doing his bit.
Yeah, again, I think it's John Keneally or are they moving or across that half forward line?
Jimmy Curry with him now anyway.
Yeah, they're just struggling to,
look who's here.
Yeah.
On his own, David Fitzgerald. You play that ball into a pocket of space, he's going to swallow it up all day. He turns and lets it off into space. Now there's a race on here. Jimmy Curry versus Darren Cullen, and Jimmy does really well. Just ahead of him is Jack O'Neill. He goes out over the top of him. Again, a high looping ball. It's allowing defenders break it down, but Ryan Taylor reads that break brilliantly. Clooney Quin need a score, and that almost got the fingertips, didn't it? Almost Eamon Foodie getting to that one, but Ryan Taylor popping up with a really good score. His 2nd of the afternoon for Clooney Quin. 2-9 to 1-7, 5 between them with 10 to the break.
Yeah, again, the space opened up here because I don't think anyone was expecting David Fitzgerald to do what he did. Both backs and forwards looked at one another, but Clooney Quin defender won the foot race.
Keith White tried to find Aidan McCarthy here again, who's drifted out now to a more wing forward type position, bringing Conor Grogan with him. And right now inside in the full forward line you have Garrod Barry being picked up there by Evan Maxted. So switches and changes all over. It looks like they're trying to isolate inside. Inagh Kilnamona maybe just trying to flood this middle third against the breeze. Lovely ball down the line, well picked up too by Jerry O'Connor. Takes on Jason McCarthy. Didn't give Hassett much chance with that hand pass now, it has to be said, but he's working hard to try and just maybe make up for that. But Inagh Kilnamona have the ball. It's Mullins looking up, great hook, a combination there of Grogan and Ryan Taylor get the ball back to ground, but Inagh Kilnamona pick it up once again. Great strength there from Darren Cullen, just trying to shrug off the challenges. Ball is scrapping on the ground once again, trying to kick it clear. Jack O'Neill back and tidies things up, but the problem is 3 Inagh Kilnamona players now filling the space back towards the 45 metre line. They do have the free, but they really have to look at that. Why are Clooney Quin getting sucked back into their own half back line when they're playing with that breeze?
Yeah, again, I suppose, look at they've probably tried to stem the possession stakes around that middle third, but as you said, once they look up, David Fitzgerald sits here in front, everything is covered, and it's a pressurised clearance. But look at, I think, sometimes you spoke about McCarthy coming out. I think probably he could be getting a bit frustrated that Dara Keogh is cutting off his supplies. So rather than sit behind him, I think he's probably going to come out team maybe.
Yeah, he hasn't a bad job done so far on that one. Let me tell you, Aidan McCarthy, 2-2 on the board for him, 4 from play for Sean Rinn. They're the heavy hitters so far on the scoring stakes from an Inagh Kilnamona perspective. Right now it's a free for Peter Duggan between his own 45 and 65, and do you know what, this isn't even at the edge of his scoring range. Look at the way that ball is flying straight through the air. His class is Peter Duggan. It never wavered from the minute it left its boss, right between his own 65 and 45, his third of the day.
Yeah, and again, look at we don't probably recognise the strength of that breeze, but I think on the clearances from the Inagh Kilnamona side, that you're expecting him to go further, but he just tapped that ball over the bar, Peter Duggan.
2-9 to 1-8, 4 between the sides. Inagh Kilnamona in front, looking for Garrod Barry. Fred Hagerty goes off to the top of the right to try and pick that ball up. Garrod just pulls back to take that ball from him. Off on the loop, the little 1-2 worked around to Sean Rinn from a standing position on the shed sideline, but that ball is going to fly to the right hand side and wide, and Killian Duggan looks to get on with it quickly. Why wouldn't you when a man with the talent of Jack O'Neill is free on the 65 metre line? But that space is getting swallowed up. He needs someone to come, and there's nobody better than Peter Duggan on the 65, on the run and on the target once again. But credit Killian Duggan, Tommy, he spotted out here Jack O'Neill, sent the ball straight down to him. There was Duggan in the middle to stick it over.
Yeah, and again, I think Peter Duggan had peeled off Jason McCarthy, and I'd say O'Neill thought for a moment, but Peter Duggan was in a better position and effortlessly put it over the bar from the midfield.
The goal between them once again, 2-9 to 1-9. The hand look of the Aidan McCarthy almost got on the ball there, but this time it's tidied up as Clooney Quin bring it forward. Jimmy Curry, the hook almost came in. He did well to get the ball away. Even better to find the hands here once again of Jerry O'Connor. He stands back and he's got his second, and now it's a 2-point game once again. This is a real good spell again from Clooney Quin, who just needs to keep pushing now until half time. We've 24 gone in the opening half, 2-9 to 1-10. Inagh Kilnamona in front.
Yeah, I think Clooney Quin will be quite happy now that they have stemmed that that period that Inagh Kilnamona are putting them under pressure. They have lots of bodies around the middle third. Inagh Kilnamona, McCarthy, I think, has the ball now.
Oh yeah, he snapped it up off the ground, didn't he? And off the right hand side from the sideline. He just can't miss today. That's a brilliant score from a really tidy angle into the breeze indeed as well for Aidan McCarthy. He's now got 2-3 this afternoon, 2-2 of that coming from play, and again a score all of his own making inside Inagh, just picked the ball up, stuck it over, 3 between them once again. The puck out is long. Peter Duggan was lurking in around the back. Callum Hassett, great touch from Conor Rinn, but Hassett does really well to pick it up and on the back foot there off the left hand side. Lads, we're seeing some scores here in the park today. That is class from Callum Hassett over on the far side of the pitch. The last 2 scores from really, really difficult angles, but 2 quality players. Callum Hassett adding to his goal, 2-10, 1-11.
Yeah, again, Hassett, didn't win the first ball, picked the second one, and again, under pressure, shot it over his shoulder. And, he's a real live wire. And I think if Clooney Quin can get quality ball into him, he has the ability to do damage.
Ball from the puck out breaks down, and Fred Hegarty goes very, very low to win that one off the ground. I'd love to see that one back. The finish, though, is just off to the right-hand side. I'd say there was only the width of the fingernail now between himself and the ball in the grass, but he got away with that one. The referee just, his view wasn't mighty, shall we say. Jack O'Neill picks the ball up on the far side of the pitch. Garrod Barry tries to tackle him and he gets away from him, pings it down to Keogh once again. He's right on the halfway line as he lets this one rip, and it's gone between the posts once again. He's got 2 now from centre back. They're scutching from all over Clooney Quin. A real good spread of scorers, and that's why they've made it a 1-point game once again, 2-10 to 1-12.
Yeah, I think that Jack O'Neill is having a big influence in that middle third now, where he's getting on those 50-50 balls, but he's giving them then to the Clooney Quin player in a better position who are scoring them.
Fergal Lynch was screaming for steps there on David Fitzgerald, and eventually it's caught, and Bruiser, as he's better known, 2013 All-Ireland winner underneath us, is absolutely pumped. He'd nearly still do a job for you lads inside in that full forward line, but he really got under pressure, and because of something that was said, Niall Malone has moved the ball in. He's our most experienced official in terms of hurling, really at provincial level and everything else, and he's not happy with David Fitzgerald, and I think the card is about to match the helmet.
Yeah, I don't know, was Fitzgerald arguing that he was being held?
In fairness, when people watch it back, if they can, it was twice. He actually hopped the ball in his hand, and he also held the hurley of the man coming across to tackle him. So I think it was on the third indiscretion the free was actually given, to be fair about it. So
and then for now, look at it. Peter Duggan, we scored it from his own half-back line, so this will be a tap-over.
It certainly will, and it's also for somebody outside in Aldi, if that's not stuck in their windscreen when they come out from doing their shopping. But right now, 2-10 to 1-13, the game is level, and what a fight back this has been from Clooney Quin after a blistering start from Inagh Kilnamona. Yeah,
and I think in fairness to them, they have reacted well, because other teams would have thrown the head after conceding 2 early goals, but not Clooney Quin.
Off goes Conor Rinn, breaking from the full back line, taking the ball, taking the space, now leaves it off outside. Opportunity here. Was he hit late? They're claiming he was. David Meskel will put it over the bar anyway, and he'll put his team back out into the lead once again. That's his second of the afternoon. It's Inagh Kilnamona by 1. Conor Rinn though back up onto his feet, and it's just getting touchy.
Yeah, look, I think there Conor Rinn was expecting someone to come a bit quicker to take it off him, but took it into contact, but the score is on the board.
Peter Duggan reads the flight of the puck out brilliantly. He reads the flight of the shot even better. He just sticks it over from out on the sideline on the 21 metre line. This is why a lot of people are here this afternoon. If you're not from Inagh Kilnamona or Clooney Quin, they're here to watch the talent that's on show. They're here to watch Peter Duggan, and they're getting a fair feast.
Yeah, when this fixture came up, I did think it had potentially to be an open free flowing game, and it's not disappointing us.
1-14 Clooney Quin, 2-11 Inagh Kilnamona. That would be a full-time score in a lot of games. We haven't reached half-time yet. We've 90 seconds of the opening half left to play. It's been absolutely fantastic to watch so far. Ball breaking through once again. It's Clooney Quin hopping it off the ground there, John Keneally, and he's still going. He's about to hit the 45 metre line. He's about to hit the ball, and it just goes right and wide. Great tracking though, in fairness there by Sean Rinn, just to make sure he was under all sorts of pressure when he took that shot on. It's a very, very tidy game, but you imagine Clooney Quin now with that breeze, if they could go in 2 or 3 up, they will need it. Ball short here once again to David Fitzgerald. They come out to try and put pressure on him. He puts the ball away down the pitch. Garrod Barry inside underneath it. Can he turn it around the corner? Does really well, gets the ball up. Good tracking there from Evan Maxted, puts it out over the sideline. 1-14 to 11. We'll see injury time shortly.
Yeah, the physically bigger player there, Evan Maxted, Joe Gardy would say whooshing him out over the sideline.
He'd say a lot of things. The dunt, I think, is in the coaching play.
Yeah, a dunt would be a belt of a shoulder. I think this was a push, come shove, come whoosh.
Joe, if you're listening, will you kind of phrase for that one and let us know? We will be
1 minute of extra time.
We'll be on football duty next week. Ball play back to Killian Duggan. He has come out to the 13 to get that one up to Keogh. Back to Duggan once again. They can't do this in football. Can't give it back to your goalkeeper, but this is hurling. Long ball down again, and the referee spotted there was a bit of pulling and dragging going on. This time he's given the ball against the forward. Tommy, you're not often guilty parties inside in the full forward line, but this time Callum Hassett, the judge, to have been pulling back Conor in.
Yeah, well, I think the picture that was put into Niall Malone's head differed from what I saw.
The Van Gogh of creating frees is the man to my right hand side. Right now, 2-11 to 1-14, 3
Will
goals.
Foley have a go at this, probably against that breeze, Hardley?
I'd say if he was facing the other way, he's shaping as if he's going to have a cut anyway. So I would be imagining that 13 metre line should be fairly populated inside and a breaking ball off it perhaps. But here comes Eamon Foodie. He'll be on the 45 when he hits it. It has a fair bit of distance, but it is going to drop. Who's going to get underneath it? Keogh is the man that gets the ball out. Fred Hagerty just couldn't take it first time. John Cahill smells an opportunity for a turnover. Ryan Taylor's back as well. Brilliant stuff from Taylor. Sean Rinn there with him. Taylor just takes off the challenge and puts the ball across here for Jack O'Neill. This may be the last play of the opening half. Jack O'Neill looks up. He goes long from his own 65 metre line. Jack O'Neill, Glocha. Fantastic score from the Clooney Quin number 12. It's now a 1 point lead for Clooney Quin, 1-15 to 2-11. I think Niall Malone is going to call for the ball off this one. We've played that 1 minute of additional time. He's just checking the watch. The whistle's in the mouth, and we do head for the half-time break. Tommy, Clooney Quin 1 point to the good in what has been a top-class opening half of hurling.
Yeah, and again, look at Inagh Kilnamona started off in whirlwind fashion, but credit to Clooney. They didn't lose sight of what they were at. I think they recognised what they needed to do, and those rectifications, I think, have brought them back into the game. They stemmed the score of the scores at one end, but it has also opened up the space at the other end. And to have 1-15 at half time, albeit with a slight breeze, they'll be quite happy. But games are never won after 30 minutes.
Certainly not, but I suppose how much of a factor, Tommy, is that breeze? You look at Inagh Kilnamona, they've scored 2-11, that's 13 scores. Clooney Quin 1-15, that's 16. Okay, McCarthy's goals came early, but is it still opening up like we saw? Jack's one here, Keogh's 2 in fact over there, Peter's free from between the 45 and 65. It is a kind of it's I won't say game defining, but certainly a game helping breeze.
Oh, it is an asset. It will be an asset to Inagh Kilnamona in the second half. But I think the way Clooney Quin have set up and the players up front that have pace and movement, I think it's what Clooney Quin will do with the ball when they get it. They're not going to be to be ballooning it up into the air. Bar Peter Duggan is in there, but if they can play the balls into the scoring zone, and if it's not a clean possession, they'll be free come off it. So against that breeze, it's good decisions. With that breeze, it is an asset, but if they go over, great. If they don't, frustration creeps in.
Absolutely. Half-time here in Zimmer Biomet Park. So Clooney Quin by 1-15 to 2-11. We'll take a very short break here on your Clare GA TV stream. We're back very shortly with more chat though here on Clare FM. Do join us for that. Right now as he storms right down through the centre, could be a big opening to the game, and it's certainly hook out, that is. The final James Hagerty on the far side of the pitch between the 45 and 65 of the line, sending this one goalwards and straight behind him forward. Right now is Jimmy Curry off the left, and he eventually gets it off the mark. He can really trying to put that ball across the pitch. Ball inside to McCarthy, takes it down into the air. McCarthy through, oh my God!
Sim now a chance for Dan and Fox. It is inside towards Hassett. It could be a goal-fested pocket soak. It is inside. Foodie got a touch. Ryan Taylor tried to take him off him. Rin takes him down, shortens up the grip. It's got just enough. Right, step back, but he kicked the ball away then. Out to Ryan Taylor. Nonetheless, 265 Lions win. So he's back on that class from what it was for Ryan Taylor. Really going into this game now, starting to do things. Jerry O'Connor tried one from distance a while ago. It went astray. This one is so meters out from the post, pretty much dead straight in front of him. James Hegarty to McCarthy again. He takes it down. He's on an advantage. McCarthy off the right hand side. He is absolutely electric. A man that knows where the goals are as well. He gets it up from a very tidy angle. Slaps it off the left hand side. Umpire comes out and picks up the white flag. 145 looks up. A misdirected ball, but it worked out fairly alright for him because it went straight to the hand of Sean Rinn and he put the ball straight over. Just dinks the ball down the line. Lovely control here from Darren Cunliffe. He looks up off the left. That's a very, very tidy score. But credit David Fitzgerald. Looping ball, it's allowing defenders break it down, but Ryan Taylor reads that break brilliantly. Clooney Quin need a score, and when that almost got the fingertip on 45 and 65, and you know what, this isn't, he got the edge of the scoring range. Look at the way that ball is flying straight through the air. His class is Peter Ryan, but that space is getting swallowed up. He needs someone to come, and there's nobody better than Peter Duggan on the 65, on the run and on the target once again. The hook almost came in. He did well to get the ball away. Even better to find the hands here once again of Jerry O'Connor. He stands back and he's got his second. Oh yeah, he snapped it up off the ground, didn't he? And off the right hand side from the sideline. He just can't miss today. Great touch from Connor in, but Hassett does really well to pick it up. And on the back foot there off the left hand side. Lads, we're seeing some. He gets away from him, pings it down to Kyo once again. He's right on the halfway line. You see, lets this one rip, and it's gone between the posts once again. It certainly will, and it's also for somebody outside in Aldi. If that's not stuck in their windscreen when they got even better, he just sticks it over from out on the sideline on the 21-metre line. This is why a lot of people are here this afternoon. At the opening half, Jack O'Neill looks up, he goes long from his own 65-metre line. Jack O'Neill, Glocha. Fantastic score from the Clooney.
final stage there earlier on this year and the tail end of last year as well. So another huge achievement for hurling. So congrats to Sharon once again on that one. Inagh Kilnamona re-emerging now for this second half. We'll just take a quick look around again. I think they are as they were going in at the break as well. The couple of numbers above 15 of course, but they all started big third quarter here now, Tommy.
Yeah, again, I suppose they probably won't revert to the sweep, or will they? We'll have to wait and see with Clooney. It looks like we're gone man to man, but once the ball is thrown in, the mind games will start.
Yeah, Ed McCarthy posted inside the edge of the square again. The breeze aiding Inagh Kilnamona here in this second half. Ryan Taylor, sans hurley, no hurley in his hand. Peter Duggan certainly has one, and my God, does he know how to use it. Was he being fouled? He was eventually. He had to earn that one, didn't he? But no better man to do it. The horse that is Peter Duggan has a free just inside the halfway line.
Yeah, again, won it from the throw-in. Ryan Taylor, as you said, without the hurl, he found Peter Duggan and immediately surrounded, and Niall Malone deemed that surrounded illegally. So just inside the football halfway line.
Yeah, I think it's the halfway line for everyone though. I think that's the way it's supposed to be working anyway. No arc though on the field, I noticed this afternoon, but the dotted halfway line is there. Here comes Peter Duggan with the strike, looking towards the post and fairly happy with the connection he's put on that one. Brilliant start to the second half now for Clooney Quin, who go 2 to the good, 116 to 211.
Yeah, and again, look at the quality of free takers on both sides. I think both defences will want to keep the count down.
Fred Hegarty, the target for this puck out. John Cahill there with him. Good work from Darren Cunlin to eventually pick it up. Jack O'Neill there with him. Back it comes to James Hegarty. Sells the dummy. Sets the feet. Let's rip. The ball is played inside. It's a good ball too for David Meskell. In goes Garrod Barry to try and pick it up. Meskell, how did he pick that ball up? Gives it out to Sean Rinn. Across it comes. Garrod Barry puts it wide. We're going to come back for the free. There was a free eventually. David Meskell did unbelievable work there to get that ball up from the ruck that was there. Garrod Barry's shot just flashed past the left hand upright. It's going to be a free in dead straight in front of the post, but again, dangerous signs from an Inagh Kilnamona perspective.
It was, yeah, and as you said, Meskell did well to win clean possession, but I just love to see that again. Did it take a clip off the goalpost on the way out, or did it just flash wide?
It must have been just a nick, I'd say, when he struck it. Perhaps it's.
Yeah, I just thought it changed slightly direction outside the post, but either way, look at it, it's back for a free on the football arc.
No, it's the deep. That's the old deep. There's no arc there today.
Or sorry, the hurling arc.
No need. Yeah. Something like that. Here comes Aidan McCarthy with the free to try and answer Peter Duggan's opener in this second half. Dead straight in front of the posts. Should be routine enough, and it certainly is. Aidan McCarthy puts them over in his sleep all day long. The umpire puts up the white flag, so it's back to a 1 point game again for Clooney Quin. This could be a trend, Tommy.
Yeah, and again, you'd wonder, can both teams keep up the pace and the scoring rate that we saw in the first half? As the game settles down, it'd probably slow down a small bit, so each possession and decision will be crucial. Clooney
Quin going through the lines with the puck out. It eventually ends up with Jack O'Neill on the 65 metre line across to O'Connor. Takes off, takes a lot of steps, just about gets away with it. Coming across is Sean Rinn, but that is a seriously quality score from Jerry O'Connor. But it all came from the puck out routine, short to John Keneally, out to the flank to O'Neill. He played it into O'Connor. He had the pace to get away from his man and send over his third point of the afternoon. 117 to 212. It's Clooney Quin by 2.
Pace being the important role there. He just glided away from him, and he had a man inside, but elected to put it over.
Ball breaking on the far side of the pitch once again. John Cahill just trying to shield off Meskell there. So can he pick the ball up? Fred Hegarty's inside trying to do it. One-handed little flick inside. Ball is still around there. Ryan Taylor was trying to pick it up, but it is Clooney Quin to come away with it. Good work in that defensive role. Across it comes. Good hands there from Shane Woods, is it? No, it's the fullback Keith White. They're very similar in their stride, aren't they? Keith White hits the ball off the 65 metre line. He's still going up towards the 45. Now he hits the hurling arc, as Tommy called it. Back it comes to Aidan McCarthy. Sells the dummy. Has he the gander up? He has. McCarthy sticks it over for a minute. You thought he was just going to keep that run going. He was on an advantage. There was a bit of a slap down on the pod. Niall Malone had the hand out. You can see Aidan just holding the elbow there on this occasion, but another good quality score from him. 117 to 213.
Yeah, and again, Fergal Lynch would have been worried that the opposing fullback was able to come all the way up through the middle of the Clooney defence, and there was a goal chance on if it could have been offloaded, but damage limitation with the point.
Jason McCarthy is the man that picks up the ball just behind his own 45, dinks it down the line once again for Sean Rinn. He's cropped up everywhere, hasn't he? Peter Duggan is there with him. Rinn just gets away from him, gets the hand pass out towards Seamus Foodie. He takes off to the far side of the pitch on the 45 metre line, striking off the left, and the umpire says, go on away my buddy, get that white flag down at your post, because that ball has gone between the posts once again. That's a really, really good score from Seamus Foodie. That's his first of the afternoon. Level pegging, co-score in Park Kissogue, 117 to 214.
Yeah, you said that, John, that Sean Rinn is moving around the place. I think John Keneally is picking him up, but he is elected to stay. But the way Rinn is in form, David Fitzgerald comes forward.
Yeah, just between the 45 and 65 metre line, and he's happy with that one as he sticks it straight over. That's his first of the day now as well. The scoring spread is starting to creep up on both sides. David Fitzgerald gets off the mark, and Inagh Kilnamona hit the front, 215 to 117, and it's Clooney Quin now again. They're setting up for this puck out routine. Jimmy Curry's hugging this near touchline. Killian Duggan's looking up, and we go old school. We'll put an overload here on this left wing position down towards Jack O'Neill, breaks it down. Jason McCarthy gobbles it up. O'Neill goes with him. Jason breaks the tackle. Big strong man inside in that number 6 jersey. Across it comes to Keith White, just foostering with the ball a little bit, wasn't he? Allowed Peter Duggan get in, and Peter all hands and hurleys. He's like an octopus going after him. He's still with him, and he eventually turns it over. It's Jimmy Curry picks it up, steps back into that position, tries to go through the cover. Back to Peter Duggan. Fred Hegarty holds the spare hand, so Peter uses the hurley hand to release it. Out to Ryan Taylor. Lovely step from Ryan Taylor. Can this one travel? It's just going to drop short to Eamon Foodie, but there was a savage bit of work right there to set that up. Dropping back deep to win this ball is David Fitzgerald. That long grip on the hurley when you know he's going to strike it away down. It just hit off the boss there, the hurley over for Seamus Foodie. Couldn't control it. Foul over there. Free out for Clooney Quin. In fairness, we spoke about it, Tommy, at the start of it. And we can feel it up here in the commentary box. Again, oxygen is in very rare supply below that pitch, but the efforts of every one of these players has been phenomenal. Yeah,
and the game has been played at a great pace. I think both teams, want to keep the ball in play and they want to move it. There's the linesman. Is it a blood that he's going to check now with John Cahill?
Yeah, he's coming across. He has it spotted now. John Bugler, I think, was involved in that decision as well. Yeah. So he'll come off the field, and it'll be Brian McInerney, the man that comes on.
Yeah, the badge of honour on Monday morning, the skin knuckles.
You should see the other fella. Is that usually what's said? So that blood substitution takes place, and we will resume with the free. It's Derek Yo to take it on the far side of the ground, looking for Jack O'Neill. He's out in front on this occasion. Left hand on top once again, picks it up. Really good stuff. Pings it back here to Ryan Taylor. He's right on the halfway line. He's sending the ball towards the cloister, and it's gone over. The umpire's going for the white flag. Trademark Ryan Taylor once again, but credit Jack O'Neill. Saw him free, pinged the ball right into his paw, and Ryan Taylor could send over his third of the day to level us up once again.
Yeah, Jack O'Neill has been involved in a lot of setting up of the scores. He's using the ball well, and again Ryan Taylor is reading that long ball, and he's picking up a lot of breaks, and
he's really, really tidy with his distribution, isn't he? Down towards O'Connor that goes. Jerry takes off towards the 65 metre line. He's still going. David Fitzgerald goes out to try and meet him. He gets the hand pass over. There was a loose enough swipe there, but it's going to be continuing on there. John Keneally, now the advantage comes. The free will eventually come as well. It's going to be a free in right on the 21 metre line. Clooney Quin again finding joy when they decide to go short, when they try to take him on through the lines on the run. Free in on the 21, 9 below with the hand up. Peter Duggan with the hurley. We'll go for a little sup of that to keep you going, Tommy. The heat isn't great on a day like today. It can keep the throat fairly lubricated now if we get the bottle of clear spring water out as far as you. It's going to be Peter Duggan though with the free, and the repair work here underneath us, I think on no, it's Josh Geiler actually. It's going to come onto the field very shortly for Inagh Kilnamona, so he'll add plenty pace as well. Paul Gannon just gives it as the free goes over from Peter Duggan. So Inagh Kilnamona about to go to the bench, but Clooney Quin have gone into the lead.
Yeah, and again, I think, Ryan Taylor there, he's getting the time and the space. You said, they're finding pockets of space, but, Taylor has that ability not alone to score, but to also, hit those open spaces, which will suit, Hassett, Fox, and, very impressive at centre forward, Garrod O'Connor.
So coming onto the field wearing number 8 is Josh Geiler. So he'll get stuck in there. I think Jack O'Neill is going to be the man he'll pick up with immediately. So the ball from the puck out over towards Fred Hagerty. Puts up the ball, tries to break it down, does well. But again, good work inside as Clooney Quin turn it over back to Peter Duggan. Step back towards his own 65, then just lashes it over the shoulder. Down it goes towards Callum Hassett. Dannon Fox trying to come on to this break one-handed. He was trying to flick it out for the pick-up, wasn't he? Instead of just going for it, David Fitzgerald takes the contact again, just lets the ball rip down towards that D once again. Out. That's a brilliant bit of defending from Sean McNamara, trying to play out from the front and trying to help him outside there as well was Conor Grogan. Ball just mired around the 45 metre line. Aidan McCarthy skulking around the back of the ruck, but that's picked up. No nonsense, driving forward, and once again linking up to play there is Jack O'Neill. Puts the ball out into the corner looking from Callum Hassett. It's a 2v1. Can Hassett get on it? He looks like he's going to be outnumbered over there, but he's not giving up the battle, is he? That's a great bit of work. Dannon Fox goes to try and help him. Niall Malone fine and cool from about 15 yards away, just looking, letting the play develop. Great little flick in, and it's Inagh Kilnamona on the defensive foot as a shot comes in. That's Jerry O'Connor once again, and that's another really, really tidy score on the spin. I'm not sure he knew where the goals were, to be honest, when he hit that ball, but by God, the Slitter did. 4 points from play for Jerry O'Connor, who was a late introduction to the Clooney Quin team, and again they lead 120 to 215, a 2-point lead.
And now we know why he was a late introduction.
Yeah, absolutely. No, fantastic stuff from him. Derek Yo has been rock solid throughout as well. A long ball, a crossfield ball, but it's cut out, and it's David Fitzgerald who will be the ultimate recipient. He tries to go long. It's dropping in around the house. Up they go for it. Ball breaks down, but Derek Yo, the first man that picks it up. David Meskel was hanging around there in case anything else happened. Jimmy Curry takes it on. Met outside there by Foodie. This time it's Darren Conlon rather that's going with him. Still Curry trying to dig the ball down the line to Jack O'Neill. Lovely touch on the hurley, and now he presses go, and the response is immediate. Jack O'Neill off his right hand side. The finish, it just drops short. Everything before that was exquisite, but the finish just off from Jack O'Neill's perspective. Lovely ball out here to Sean Rinn. Tried to be a little bit too clever there. That was a chop, an obvious one as well. Good work outside there from Patrick Finneran. It's heating up right now, but Sean Rinn just a small bit frustrated, I'd say. He tried to control it around the corner, didn't come to hand. Finneran was first in, and a loose little flick. A free all day, every day, as the man says, and it's going to be Peter Duggan once again. And now this could open up a 3-point gap, and I tell you, Clooney Quin will be right delighted with this. As we look at the clock, it says 11 gone second half.
Yeah, but I think, Derek, from an Inagh Kilnamona point of view, they have to be worried about, the influence that Ryan Taylor and Jack O'Neill are, because they're getting time and space on the ball. Two of our best inter-county players, you can't give them that time or space. So they're going to have to quell their influence, or otherwise they'll be fighting an uphill battle.
Into the breeze, we have the perfect view of Peter Duggan's free, and we can tell you it's gone wide to the left and wide. Just didn't catch that at all. He was trying to keep it down to keep the breeze out of the equation. Another substitution for Inagh Kilnamona. Evan McNamara is coming on. Fred Hagerty is the man that's making way, so plenty bulk with Evan there. He'll be a big physical presence. Inagh Kilnamona, it's Clooney Quin, I think, has still not reversed. They're about to do it now, that blood sub.
Yeah, and again, I think Evan McNamara is one of these probably no frills player, but he has that ability, to do the donkey work and win the ball and bring in the other forwards into the game. And that's, I think, what Inagh Kilnamona need at the moment, because Clooney are controlling the game. Yeah,
they're going to the bench as well. Dannon Fox is making way for Dara McNamara. Wasn't he the hero the last day with that late goal, I think?
Yeah, again, I think is it his twin brother Sean at cornerback? Are they twins or brothers? I mean, I think again, products of the Clare underage system for the last couple of years, same as O'Connor and all those players. So plenty of bright stars emerging. The Body Hub, our commentary sponsors here on Clare FM, as we watch the ball going away down the pitch, is Keith White from the 65 metre line. There's plenty loft on this one. That certainly was a 9-iron as he sticks the ball straight over. It flew right up into the air. The breeze did the rest. Keith White, Inagh Kilnamona fullback, is on the board. 120 to 216 is what the scoreboard tells us, with 12 and a half gone second half. Peter Duggan switching hands, that familiar attempt at the catch. Eventually the ball comes into him. He looks up. Brilliant block. Fantastic work outside there from Geiler. And now it's Aidan McCarthy coming onto the ball. He's trying to break off the tackle. He does. Turns back onto the left, trying to get the hook, but it's nearly all just futile. Aidan McCarthy's form today has been absolutely incredible. We'll be picking a Patrick Burke menswear man of the match. I think it's nearly picked at this stage, the way things are going from an Inagh Kilnamona perspective anyway, but of course Clooney Quin, plenty standout stars as well. Killian Duggan with the puck out, didn't get the cleanest connection on that one. 120 to 217 level here in the park. We're about to enter the final quarter of the contest. Inagh Kilnamona, ball goes all the way across though, and that's gathered up outside there by John Cahill.
looks up, thinks a little ball ahead for Jack O'Neill. He'll be on, oh no, sorry, that's not Jack O'Neill, that is Patrick Finneran. He looks across trying to find Jack O'Neill on that occasion, but Jason McCarthy is the man that's tidying up. Down the line it comes here towards Sean Rinn. Again, just trying to flick the ball one-handed around the corner, being well marshalled outside there by Conor Grogan. In comes Keogh to try and pick it up, does really well. He's trying to get away from the challenge there of Evan, and again he's just taking the ball into contact, goes by Aidan McCarthy. Not easily done. Brilliant from Keogh, but he's getting real isolated, isn't he? And obviously couldn't catch it again. Ryan Taylor, he comes in to tidy it up, flicks it ahead of Jimmy Curry, tells him go on, run with that one, and he does. Picks it up towards the 45 metre line. He goes, he has a man off the shoulder, Callum Hassett, he's still going. Curry brought to ground, brilliant. That is brilliant play from Clooney Quin. That's all you can ask for, Tommy, is unbridled honesty and work rate, and we said it from the first minute. They've brought that in spades today.
And again, I think they showed composure here. Although Derek Keogh was probably wishing one of his teammates would have come a bit earlier, but once they released Jimmy Curry, he had that space to run into. And again, look at drew the free, which Peter Duggan should tap over.
Yeah, he's pretty much dead straight in front of the post when his shoulder lines up with this one, and he does just that. Peter, once again, it's a real seesaw tie, this one. So we'll just have a little break again as another substitution is about to come on for Inagh Kilnamona. That is Keelan Geiler joining his brother Josh on the field right now, as Seamus Foodie is the man that's making way. So pace for power is what Inagh Kilnamona are looking for here. Fergal Lynch goes back and just instructs some of his defenders to switch around, make sure that you're there right with your men. 121 to 217. It's Clooney Quin by 1. We've now entered the final quarter of this TUS Clare Senior Hurling Championship tie. Both these teams, of course, looking to put wins back to back. Right now inside the goal, Foodie goes short, out to Shane Woods. Now they converge. Shane decides, let's just let it rip. Right the way down it goes. Keogh's inside underneath this one. A breaking ball here. Will it be a back or a forwards ball? It might be Jack O'Neill's. He comes out to pick it up. A little flick comes in there from David Meskel. Gets the ball back to the ground again, trying to lurk around the back there. Good work from Keelan Geiler, trying to get involved straight away. Again, the ruck right there, and it's Finneran that comes away with it. Good work from him. Looks down the line. That's a really intelligent run from Jerry O'Connor, but it's picked up brilliantly there by Josh Geiler. Looks down, that's Sean Rinn. Oh, lovely bit of play. Hops the ball off the ground. Now what will he do with it? He gives it to Aidan McCarthy. Not a bad option, and for once today McCarthy's radar slightly off as that ball goes out to the left hand side and wide, shooting from the sideline under pressure, and the puck out is immediate. The pace is relentless, and it's Derek Keogh with the ball. He looks up, he has a man outside him. That man is Conor Grogan. He now finds Ryan Taylor free in the middle of the park and looking once again at the Cloyster goal, and he sends the umpire looking for the white flag. Ryan Taylor clenches his fist, looks out here to his management to say, that's another one for my board. 121 to 217, Clooney Quin in front.
Yeah, again, Derek, I don't want to be harping on about it, but the influence that Jack O'Neill and Ryan Taylor are having around the midfield, it's really hurting, and albeit into the breeze, but they're getting the time and the space. Jack O'Neill won it back in his own half, hits it to Taylor, and has the chance to plant his legs and put it over the bar.
Yeah, kind of criminal stuff to get a shot off from that area, given how congested it is.
And not with the quality of player that has the possession.
Another substitution for Clooney Quin. Trevor Lee has been introduced for this closing quarter. Aidan McCarthy picks up the ball, snaps it and makes amends. No, goes to the left and wide. That's 2 in a row now from McCarthy's point of view, but great pressure put on him. Again, the puck out is quick. Down the line here to Jack O'Neill, just trying to shimmy. Lost the ball as he did, but then managed to gather it. Geiler's going with him. Flicks the ball ahead towards Lee, just goes out over it. Tomas Kelly is frantically looking for an Inagh Kilnamona man to take this line ball. We have 12 and a half minutes left to play. The Body Hub are our commentary sponsors. 2:17 for Inagh Kilnamona, 1:22 for Clooney Quin. That's a 2-point game right now as James Hegarty takes the line ball. I don't know, could you call it a line ball from where he hit it, but he took it anyway. It ends up with Conor in, back to James Hegarty once again. He looks up, looks to deliver that ball inside, and again, no more than in the first half when Clooney Quin were just a bit isolated inside. You have to wonder, why is it McCarthy and Garrod Barry that little bit closer to goal, Tommy, and peppered them with ball?
Yeah, and again, I think that they've, Inagh Kilnamona have lost their shape a small bit. Out of frustration, they've come looking for the ball, but just lost that shape.
Oh, just a little bit of miscommunication there between Hassett and Ryan Taylor, and David Fitzgerald will send that one from distance again to the left and wide. And You know,
the last 3 shots have been wide.
Shot selection, decisions, when you come to the heat of that final quarter, and we spoke about it, you know, the effect it would have on lads mentally, physically, everything. It's starting to go that way, isn't it? Peter Duggan is starting to go towards the goal. David Fitzgerald wraps him up. There's an absolute monstrosity of a battle over there between those two behemoths, Duggan and Fitzgerald, and this time it's James Hegarty. Behemoth in the making, this man. Sends the ball down the line. Ryan Taylor, I'll tell you in a minute. Ryan Taylor with the ball on the far sideline. He takes off, strikes it off the hurley, that little skip, and the ball just goes to the left and wide. A behemoth, Tommy, is just another word, I suppose, for a big devil.
Okay, you learn something new every day.
So that's what it is. It's trying to find radio speak for some of these things that I would tell you very differently off air, shall we say. To 122 to 217. There's 11 minutes plus the additional time to go, and it's Eamon Foodie with the ball. This game is right inside in the melting pot, make no mistake about it. It's that puck out is hitting the 21 metre line right now, but it is over there. Great work outside from John Cahill, trying to break through the tackle and does really well. This is when your leaders step up, Tommy. The little balls you win, the little frees you draw, the 15, 20, 25 seconds you take off the clock.
Yeah, and the team that works hardest will get those breaks. Just from I don't want to be critical, but it's very evident, you know, the Derek Keogh's role, but I'm not sure at the other end, you know, who is in that role. Is it, I mean, one would imagine James Hegarty would be ideal, but it doesn't seem to be, not to my eyes anyway. They're not using their extra men.
Is it Sean Rinn that's kind of trying to get free? Is he, you know, he's kind of hanging around there, but he has Ryan Taylor to look after as well.
Or else, you know, Inagh Kilnamona, as you said, with 10 minutes to go, are they going to have to push up onto Derek Keogh?
I think so. At this stage, you're chasing a game with a breeze at your back. I think you have the perfect opportunity to do that.
You have number 14 now warming
Tom
up
Barry,
down there as well. Yeah.
T-bomb they call him, so they'll be hoping he can explode inside around the square when he comes in. But right now, Peter Duggan has what he loves, doesn't he? A sideline ball, far side of the pitch, on that right channel, about 25 or 6 metres out from the post. Will we see that trademark? We saw it below the Gaelic grounds in the Munster Championship. This one is in around the house. It's a dangerous one, and Foodie does well to command his post, comes out and gets the hand pass away to Shane Woods. It was slightly behind him. He did brilliantly to hold on to it. He breaks the tackle, he breaks a second, he gives it off, and Conor Rinn takes off now. Acres and oceans of grass in front of him. Aidan McCarthy comes out just to create the space for him to run into. It's a little 1-2. They're trying to work it around here to Keelan Guyler. Keelan Guyler from about 50 metres out. He split the post. Really good score, but all created by two big factors there, Tommy. Conor Rinn's run, but also Aidan McCarthy's false run to create the space for him to move into back to a 1 point game. Yeah,
and again, look at it. Rinn has come forward on numerous occasions and either, you know, has set up scores or had been fouled. So, you know, I think Clooney, Quin, you know, while they have the extra player back, I think, you know, someone needs to push out and not let him come as far as he's coming.
9 minutes to go here in the park. David Meskel off, Tomas Barry on. That is the change from an Inagh Kilnamona point of view. The Body Hub, our commentary sponsors. Ball put out to the far side of the pitch. This fella don't need it anyway. Keogh, he has run himself into the ground on a really, really humid day. Sends a crossfield ball towards Callum Hassett once again. Keith White, an exceptional bit of defending, breaks the ball down in front of himself and then goes on and takes it. Jason McCarthy helps out, looks up, half a hook on that one, but it just might reach its intended target here. Garrod Barry, he snaps the ball up. He's yet to put it on the hurley. Now he can. Now he looks at the post. He shortens the grip. It's wide. What a brilliant bit of defending there. Evan Maxted came across to help out Derek Keogh, and just at the last minute between the two of them, they forced the ball to go right and wide. There's one between them. It's Clooney Quin 122, Inagh Kilnamona 218.
Yeah, as I've said a couple of times, I've been very impressed by, you know, Inagh Kilnamona or Clooney Quin's you know, disciplined tackling, which you know, is forcing, not giving away the handy frees, but forcing the bad shots.
Now, this man on the far side of the pitch doesn't do too many of them. Jack O'Neill stands to hit the ball, though. You're always inviting trouble when that happens. Eventually, though, it does break his way. It's out to Callum Hassett over the shoulder. It's going to drop short. Peter Duggan's inside underneath it. Controls it into his chest. Peter Duggan, it hits the back of Conor Rinn and it goes over the bar. And I think it might have been the back of the head perhaps, because Conor has gone to ground. Now there'll be a little bit of time to sort out this one. They're calling them in. The power and velocity on that shot. Conor was brave as a lion to throw himself in front of it. It hit some part of him. I'd say there'll be some mark there in the morning, but he did his job in terms of preventing the goal. It did manage to go over though. 123 to 218. 7.5 to go. Peter Duggan now just going in to check on the welfare of Conor Rinn. Shane O'Connell's inside with him, so he's in brilliant hands as well. But I wouldn't like to get one of those between the two shoulder blades.
I think, you know, the ball was there to be won, and I think Duggan, you know, does what Duggan does. He brought it down with the one hand and swiveled, you know, swiveled and got the. I think there was a one-handed shot. Yeah, there's a booking now for, is it Tomas Kelly?
Yeah.
And again, look at. I didn't see. I'd like to see the replay, but I didn't see. Now it was, would say, courageous defending, right from the Inagh Kilnamona's point of view, but from a Peter Duggan point of view, he swung and made clear connection, and the ball went over the bar. So it's hard to see anything wrong with it.
No, I don't think so. To be fair, and again, there was enough separation between the two that he didn't slap up against the back of Conor either. It was just the ball.
I think if he had swung with the ball and didn't make contact, it would have been probably deemed to be a bit reckless. But one-handed as Peter Duggan is well capable of putting it over. Then just puts another score on the board. Yeah,
thankfully Conor back up onto his feet. So a reminder for you, both on Clare GA TV and indeed on Clare FM very shortly, in just less than an hour's time, it'll be Mark Rogers versus Tony Kelly for Ballyea and Scariff. That's to come from 5 o'clock. This time right now we have to try and solve out this one, and again it's Dara Keogh, great hook there from Garrod Barry, but Dara picks it up and he has Jack O'Neill as the outball on the 45 metre line, and Jack again has plenty of green grass in front of him. He's on his own 65 metre line as he lets this one rip. He's looking longingly after it. It's gone left and wide, and you just again wonder, was that the right call? For Lynch is clapping his hands here underneath us, as much as to say, will you feed it inside? Duggan's inside in the 13.
Yeah, and again, look at, I think Jack probably went for that score. Peter Duggan won't thank him for it, but again, a chance gone a begging.
Ed McCarthy coming out to try and win this ball, pushed in the back. That was as clear as you could like from Conor Grogan. Great ball it was, though, in fairness, from Darren Cunliffe to find him. So again, looking at the scoreboard, this could be again a fairly decisive score. 123 right now to 218. That's 2 between them. This to bring it back to 1 and bring us right down the home stretch. We'll have less than 5 minutes to play, Tommy, when Ed McCarthy connects with this one.
Yeah, and again, it'll come down to decision making, or giving it to the man in the best position, because as the game develops, mistakes creep in, tiredness leads to poor decisions. But McCarthy, I think there'll only be one decision here.
He's just beyond the 65 metre line. He's pretty much dead straight in front of the post, and he's looking at the LD end of Zimmerbeim at Park Yasog, and the ball has gone straight between the posts once again off the stick of Ed McCarthy. I'm running out of space here in my programme to mark down all he has got today, but there's 1 point between the sides. That's the crucial thing. Jack O'Neill was the target for that puck out. It's gone beyond him. James Hagerty's coming over to try and pick it up, but again it's Jerry O'Connor. He's looking up. He's sending a high looping dropping ball in the direction of Peter Duggan once again. Fantastic control of the hand pass, nearly got there, but the work rate comes on once again. It was Keith White that just got in between man and ball. Who's going to come out with it? Jason McCarthy is the man that's going to come out with it. It's going to be a free out for Inagh Kilnamona. A game of inches, Tommy, a game of inches. I'm reminded of that Munster Championship game here again, Peter Duggan involved in that one as well, when a hand pass is just an inch away from going to its intended target. Peter's about to get a bit of help on the full forward line. Martin is coming on to join him inside around there, and Peter's already barking instructions to him. Callum Hassett is the man that's coming off, and we know and we've seen how Martin Duggan has a fair idea as well where that green flag is.
Yeah, he has the knack of being, coming on and making big contributions. I just think I think had Peter taken a step or two forward, to release the player, the Callum Hassett, I think he threw it as quick as he could, because I thought that was the thing to do, but just didn't go at the hand. And hindsight's a great thing.
It's easy play the game from up here, that's for sure and certain. Brian Foodie coming on for Inagh Kilnamona. Coming off is Darren Cunliffe. So again, a fairly like-for-like swap in terms of what they'll bring to you with physicality and work rate and all the rest of it, and they'll need it with 3 minutes plus the additional time to go. It's a 1 point game. Clooney Quin 123, Inagh Kilnamona 2 goals and 19. It's a free for Inagh Kilnamona right now to be taken by Eamon Foodie. He's on his own 21 metre line. He's putting out the hands as if to say, lads, will you move above for me? Ball is going to drop around the 21, around Aidan McCarthy. He's the one competing for it. It breaks down. Garrod Barry, he tries to pick it up. Back it comes. Skyler's there hanging around, trying to get it out to the line, out towards Tomas Barry. Does a half a block on that, and it's enough to take it out for a 65. And this could be an opportunity. Now it'll be a difficult one for Aidan McCarthy as John Bugler comes in to mark the line on it. So he's to the right hand side. He'll be striking across the body, but the way he's been going today, you wouldn't put it beyond him. And I'll tell you, a draw for either of these two teams will make the last round very, very interesting indeed.
Yeah, and again, it's both. I think probably from a Clooney Quin point of view, they've really controlled the second half. From an Inagh Kilnamona point of view, credit, they've hung in there now, and this is a chance for McCarthy to bring the game level with a couple of minutes to go.
Fergal Lynch just barking out the instructions here underneath us once again. One more score, that's what he's looking for. One more score. If Aidan McCarthy lands this, it'll be level. That one more score could be very, very crucial indeed. Let's watch the familiar style, the familiar strike. Is it a familiar outcome? It most certainly is. That's a white flag once again for Aidan McCarthy, and the sides are level here in Zimmerbayham at Park Kissogue. The atmosphere underneath us begins to lift. 123 to 220. Derek Yo profits from the puck out, gets the hand pass clear out towards Ryan Taylor, controls it first time. 3 Inagh Kilnamona players with him. Out to Trevor Lee. Trevor's outside. It's Jason McCarthy's in front of him. Trevor Lee steps back onto the left hand side and sends the ball straight between the posts. He came out here to the sideline for instructions while that 65 was being taken. Whatever said worked, because he's the man that edges Clooney Quin in front once again. 124 to 220.
Yeah, I think Inagh Kilnamona management won't be happy. The players went to sleep there because there was a quick puck out taken and they weren't ready.
And absolute, I've often heard Sil use this phrase, a God-directed ball down as far as Derek Yo. He was standing all on his own and he dispatches it down the line once again. It would be fitting if this man can get the next score of the contest to put them 2 in front. It's Jerry O'Connor. He has been absolutely outstanding in this game. Again, another man that might be in line, Tommy, for our Patrick Burke menswear man of the match selection. That's to come very, very shortly indeed. But right now, Clooney Quin have responded brilliantly. 2 in a row. They lead 125 to 220.
Yeah, look, we thought that McCarthy's 65 could have been a crucial score, but 3 minutes of injury time, still lots of time to get it. Rinn has it.
Beautiful control from Sean Rinn from that puck out. He takes on Derek Yo. He draws the free. He has it, plays it inside. It's going to come back for the free. Brilliant bit of stuff there from Sean Rinn. Took the ball down from a cloud of players, took on his man, went straight for Derek Yo. Now, sometimes actually you see that given against the attacking player for barging, but I suppose in fairness to Sean, he kind of took on the shoulder rather than the man, if that makes sense.
I think he had half kind of gone past him and there was a pullback rather than a charge. So I think the momentum, I'd say, was with Sean Rinn and Aidan McCarthy now again bring it back to one score game.
Yeah, 1 point game with 3 minutes, we're told, of additional time to be played. And looking at the clock, we have 12 seconds of that gone right now as that free goes over once again. There's 1 between them. 125 to 221, 28 versus 27 when you break it all down. And Killian Duggan is going around the back of the goal looking for the ball for the puck out. And clever experienced play, I would suggest, from the Clooney Quin netminder. Out he comes. Let's rip. Fine agricultural ball down here on top of the wing forward position, down on top of Martin Duggan. It's Conor Rindo that picks it up just behind him, faces up to Peter Duggan, goes down the line, hands the ball off here. Shane Woods breaks the tackle, takes the shoulder and releases James Haggerty. Now can he get this ball up into his hand? He can. He shortens the grip and he sticks it between the posts. Well, it's the young stars of Inagh Kilnamona that have got that score as Conor Rinn lets it down to Shane Woods, down to James Haggerty, and he sends it down between the posts, and the puck out is gone to the far side of the pitch again. Sean Rinn, exceptional touch once again, driving forward. He has a man over. That man right there now is Keelan Guyler. He's looking at the post. He has one already. He has another. This game is swinging every single way you could wish that it could, and it is Inagh Kilnamona who have now edged in front. 223 to 125, 29 versus 28. Who's going to decide the outcome of this game? Right now trying to do it is John Keneally. He's breaking past his own 65. That's Ryan Taylor. He's gone through the challenge. He's pulled back by Sean Rinn. Pulled back by Sean Rinn just outside the 65. Enter 3 metre Peter.
Yeah, again, he has hit some crucial frees in his time, and I think this one will be probably, as the club championship will be an important one. Again, Ryan Taylor, took the ball forward, and look at Sean Rinn. He knew full well of Taylor. He gave Taylor a free run. He wasn't going chasing him. I've
been told here beside me by my assistant that he's 2 metre Peter. No, I'll tell you, he's more than that. He's 3, and he's absolutely on the money with this free as well, as it goes straight between the posts, and we're level here once again in Zimmerbayham at Park Kissogue. 32 on the clock. We need to get to 33, and right now somebody needs to get to that magic 30 points that we talk about so often in inter-county hurling. It's 126 to 223. They're tied at 29 apiece. Eamon Foodie with the puck out. Coming short for it is a mixture there outside. It was David Fitzgerald trying to come for it initially, but it's Shane Woods now that's breaking past. He gets the ball just behind Guyler, goes in with the challenge there, and a big challenge it was too on Peter Duggan, but it's Martin Duggan that gets the ball up. David Fitzgerald goes back, ball bobbling around, it's still there. It's Jerry O'Connor from the 65 metre line. It's Jerry O'Connor puts the ball between the posts. What an introduction this man has been. Number 21 for Clooney Quin with the white helmet on his head. He scored 7 points from play, and his latest has put his team 1 to the good with what will surely be one of the last actions of the game. Ryan Taylor with the ball, far side the ground. The game is over. And it's Jerry O'Connor, the winner for Clooney Quin. He snapped the ball up, sent the ball straight between the posts. 127 Clooney Quin, 223 Inagh Kilnamona. Tommy, this game of hurling.
Yeah, no, I don't like telling you I told you so, but I just thought that this game had the potential, with the players that are involved, the way they play the game, the pace, the scoring threat, but I didn't factor in the introduction of one Jerry O'Connor. Look at, you asked me about picking man of the match. Look at, I know this is going to be tough. Aidan McCarthy, nearly single-handedly kept the scoreboard ticking over. I thought Conor Rinn played very well, but I just think on the Clooney side, Jack O'Neill and Ryan Taylor, I think, won the midfield battle. Peter Duggan did what Peter Duggan does, but for me, for a guy of 18, I think he is 18 or 19, to come off the field with 7 points in play, on top of that, getting a winner in the last puck of the game. So my man of the match is Jerry O'Connor. Well done.
Absolutely, and I suppose he was such a late introduction that we weren't even told about it. So fantastic stuff from his point of view. Brilliant guy, that's for sure and certain. We spoke about this group, Tommy. I suppose we said it at the outset that while this game wasn't straight knockout, it's still going to be all decided in the last round, but I suppose you would much rather have the 2 points on the board and have that certainty than not.
Yeah, Inagh Kilnamona now going against
Broadford, isn't it? Yeah.
No, it's not, is it? It'll be Scariff, is it?
No, they're in Kilnamona. No, it is. It's Broadford. It was Broadford.
Okay,
Broadford and Clooney Quin in round 1.
Yes. Sorry. I get my mix up. Yeah, look at again. Broadford will be buoyed up by this weekend's victory. I think. Look at Inagh Kilnamona will be happy with certain aspects of the game, but I just think maybe Fergal Lynch outfoxed them a small bit. Particularly after a poor start, by Inagh Kilnamona. We spoke about you don't want to lose the game, but how they reacted, how they brought it back at half time. But more importantly, I think, how they conducted themselves in the second half. Now, credit Inagh Kilnamona. It wasn't going for them, but, they stuck with it. And it looked like a draw was going to be a fair result until young Mr. O'Connor stepped up. Yeah,
fantastic stuff from him. That brings us an end to our Clare FM coverage here of this opening game of our double header here in Páirc Uas Óg, where it is Clooney Quin who have come through by 127 to 223. What a brilliant game of hurling we witnessed. Thanks to Tommy here on analysis, to all the gang back at base, to the Body Hub for their kind sponsorship, and indeed to Pantry Park Menswear for their man of the match support, which was going to Jerry O'Connor.
That Body Hub kind of freaks me out a small bit with the two of us involved.
6:30 some morning, Tommy, we'll meet there. We'll get on to your man, he'll sort us all out. Lots more to come, of course, as we mentioned here on Clare FM. It's going to be Ballyean Scariff here in just about 40 minutes time. 5 o'clock throw in for that game, but for now we will go back to Brian in studio, and on our Clare GA TV stream here as well. We'll hopefully be getting a chat with a couple of those Clooney Quin lads. I see a very determined looking Fergal Lynch down there. We'll try and get him up for a chat, so do stay tuned for that. But for here on Clare FM, we hand back to studio. Opening to the game, and it's certainly football that is to find James Hager on the far side of the pitch between the 45 and 65 metre line, sending this one forwards and straight between forward. Now Jimmy Corey off the left hand, he eventually gets it off to Martin Clare. Inside to McCarthy, takes takes it down into the air. McCarthy through, oh my God! Now a chance for Dan and Fox, plays it inside towards Hassett. It could be a goal-fested Parky's Oak. It is inside. Foodie got a touch. Ryan Taylor tried to take him off him. Rin takes it down, sharpens up the grip. It's not just enough to get the puck out, step back, but he get the ball away then. Out to Ryan Taylor nonetheless. Between the two 65-metre lines, wins that he's back. Oh, that's class from Ryan, indeed it was. But Ryan Taylor really growing into this game now, just starting to direct things. Jerry O'Connor tried one from distance a while ago, it went astray. This one is 4 metres out from the post, pretty much dead straight in front of them. Peter puts the ball in, and it is again the umpire. It's James Hegarty to McCarthy again. He takes it down, he's on an advantage. McCarthy off the right hand side. He is absolutely electric. A man that knows where the goals are as well. He gets it up from a very tidy angle, slaps it off the left hand side. Umpire comes out and picks up the white flag. 145 looks up, a misdirected ball, but it worked out fairly alright for him because it went straight to the hand of Sean Rinn, and he put the ball straight over, just dinks the ball down the line. Lovely control here from Darren Conlon. He looks up off the left. That's a very, very tidy score, but credit David Fitzgerald. Actually Keith White, I think, they just picked up a little bit of a knock. Shane O'Connell, one of the best in the business down there. Looping ball, it's allowing defenders break it down, but Ryan Taylor reads that break brilliantly. Clooney Quin need a score, and when that almost got the fingertips. He's on 45 and 65, and do you know what, this isn't even at the edge of his scoring range. Look at the way that ball is flying straight through the air. His class is Peter Dine, but that space is getting swallowed up. He needs someone to come, and there's nobody better than Peter Duggan on the 65, on the run and on the target once again. The hook almost came in. He did well to get the ball away. Even better to find the hands here once again of Jerry O'Connor. He stands back and he's got his second and third.
Kilnamona, McCarthy, I think, has the ball.
Oh yeah, he snapped it up off the ground, didn't he? And off the right hand side from the sideline. He just can't miss today. Great touch from Connor in, but Hassett does really well to pick it up, and on the back foot there off the left hand side. Lads, we're seeing some, and he gets away from him, pings it down to Kyo once again. He's right on the halfway line as he lets this one rip, and it's gone between the posts once.
We scored it from his own half back.
It certainly will, and it's also for somebody outside in LD, if that's not stuck in their windscreen when they got even better. He just sticks it over from out on the sideline on the 21 metre line. This is why a lot of people are here this afternoon. At the opening half, Jack O'Neill looks up, he goes long. Now welcome back here to Zimmerbeim Park. So currently joined by a jubilant and no doubt revved up Clooney Quin manager Fergal Lynch. Fergal, what a game.
Yeah, look, we knew this was going to come down to the wire towards the end, because these guys, I suppose they're a bit more seasoned than us. They're that little bit more developed than us at the moment, and we knew there was going to be a huge battle. Start of it, really, we didn't expect to, I suppose, concede those 2 goals within. But he's a phenomenal player, and we kind of battened down the hatches in by bringing Dara back, and thankfully it worked for us.
Work rate and belief seem to be 2 key components, evident from the start. Like, the amount of pressure you put on that Inagh Kilnamona full back line at times was incredible.
Yeah, look at, Dan and Fox, Callum Hassett, unsung heroes there. And both of them couldn't last the hour with the amount of work rate that they did. But we had good lads that were going to come in and continue that vein. I suppose we trained really hard, I suppose, throughout the cup campaign, Derek, and our main aim was to get out of the group. And I suppose in years gone by, like, Clooney would be in positions like this, and we would have been the wrong side of it. And the last 2 games against Broadford and against Inagh, thankfully we're coming out the right side of those tight games.
Yeah, that thing of backing up the last day, that seems to be an important message today.
Yeah, we were criticised a lot, I suppose, on our performance against Broadford, even though we got sucker punched for 2 early goals, and with the brilliance of Niall Farrell on the same day. But we knew that we were working really well and playing really well on the run into the games, in our challenge games, and training had been going exceptional. So there was no reason why we were going to get a performance today. Thankfully the lads stepped up to the performance, and the big guys there, Peter, Jack, John and Ryan, they were exceptional today. Among the unsung heroes, we started 3 lads that won a minor A title here last year, 3 17-year-olds. Jerry got the winner. Sean Mack played cornerback as if he's been playing cornerback for the last 20 years, and Pat Finner made his debut today. So it's great that we can give those lads the opportunity, and thankfully they stepped up to the mark.
Jerry O'Connor was some hurler for Cork, but by God, this fella you have here for Clooney Quin isn't half bad either.
Yeah, I suppose the young lads around the parish now, they all want to be Jimmy and Jerry. Jimmy is the midfielder and Jerry's the other midfielder. I mean, but yeah, look at Jerry. He's been, I taught Jerry in school. He's been an exceptional hurler and a real competitor. He was really, really good against Broadford, and he was really, really good today. But we get nothing for getting out of a group, so we're hopeful that Jerry will be able to step up and go again the next day.
Is that the kind of challenge now? Like, enjoy the high, because if you don't enjoy days like this, why are you at it? But also realise, right, lads, 2 weeks' time here, we should think about that as well.
Yeah, look, I came to see Quin here last night against Broadford, and they were exceptional in the first half, and losing Conor Lean early in the second half as well would have been a huge blow to them. And Broadford sucker punched them with a couple of goals in the second half. So I mean, we're taking every game step by step. There's 6 games to be won in this championship, and we have 2 won, and we're going for a third in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, savage momentum now to carry into that game, isn't there?
Yeah, sure. Look, it's great to have the momentum going into it, but I mean, having momentum and not doing anything with it are 2 separate things. So it's really up to ourselves now to go back and prepare for Corofin as if we were preparing for Inagh today.
Fantastic stuff. Well, congratulations on the win, Fergal, and best of luck for the rest of the championship. That's Clooney Quin manager Fergal Lynch here, just bringing it into this particular coverage of our TUS Clare Senior Hurling Championship. Another one to come. Ballyin Scariff is on the way. So thanks for watching this one. Watch the next one as well. It'll be a fair cracker.